I finally gave up. For those of you that have been following my channel, I've been doing Ironman triathlon, half Ironman, Olympic and sprint triathlon throughout my 2 years of triathlon so far. Last year is my first year. I then qualified as a professional for the United States of America. Ended up accepting my pro card, and this year being my first year as a pro. Significant progress considering I've been running and biking for only 2 years, but swimming my whole life, coming from a collegiate NCAA Division I swimmer.
This was heat 3 to 4. Lane 6, Jason Matthews will have straight lane 4.
My last Ironman was April of 2022, which was Ironman Texas. So that was 7 months ago. A lot has happened in those 7 months. I've moved twice. I moved to a different city in Arizona and then got all my stuff and moved again to Texas, which I am here in Austin, Texas right now in the United States. I've decided to pursue the Olympic distance. I've decided to come back to long distance racing. So much has changed since the last Ironman in April. The point of this video, coming from a college swimmer, a decent swimmer background, I wanted to see if I can make the 2024 Paris Olympics for Team USA. My coach Natasha and I sat down before Ironman Texas. We talked. I told her this is my last Ironman. After this, I'm going all in and try to make the Olympics. It's a very complicated selection process and system to make the Olympics for Team USA. You need to be in Continental Cup, World Cup, WTCS, which is the World Triathlon Championship Series, and start racking up points as early as this year. There's been a couple races where you could have qualified and start racking up those points, so I needed to start as soon as possible. So, since I'm young, I decided to go all in right after Ironman Texas, 2 days after.
Simonshi from Tempe, Arizona, 25 years old. Way to go, Simon. You are an Ironman.
I got rid of my triathlon bike. In the Olympics, you can't have a triathlon bike, you need a standard road bike. So I swapped it out and I bought a road bike, which was legal for Olympic distance racing, which is a draft legal. You're in a pack instead of you have to stay 6 bike lengths apart for Ironman events. I got the bike. In my mind, I'm all in, trying to qualify for the Olympics. Team USA. That was my goal. In my mind, to make the Olympics, there's 3 sports. Swimming, I just have to learn how to get a better start because as a professional swimmer or a triathlete, we start in bulk. And last year as an age grouper, we started like a rolling start 2 at a time. But this time as pros, you start together, so it's kind of get rough. You get punched, you get elbowed while you're in that pack. So I gotta get used to getting that hit and trying to swim my way up front. So learning how that works and just maintain my swim fitness. For the bike, I've been actively biking in groups more this summer in Flagstaff and trying to learn the bike dynamics and just learning how to ride in group and draft. For drafting, you want to save your energy on the bike, then when you get off to the run, your legs will be semi-fresh. And then the run was my biggest weakness, and it still is my biggest weakness. I've been only running for 2 years. There's only so much you can do. It's just like swimming. You can't really improve that much. Bike, if you have a good fit, good position, then you can bike as long as possible, as hard as possible, and get really fit. But for running, I've been injured a couple times in my 2 years of running. I'm a big cushioning guy, so big shoes with cushioning so I don't get injured because I run a lot. I just have to remember that the long-term consistency, just running day in, day out, each week, each month, and that will get me to where I need to be for my running. I got to my first Continental Cup. This will help me rack up points so then I can participate into World Cups, and then you participate in World Cups, rack up points to get into the WTCS, and then you start getting Olympics points. So that's pretty much the general system of how to get to the Olympics. And then I almost got last. After that race, I honestly didn't want to talk to anyone. April, I went all in. I sold my TT bike, got a road bike, and then July comes around with 3 months of training, and this is what the results is. And to make the Olympics, Team USA is gonna have to pick 2 to 3 people, and you're getting beat by 60 other people. So that was devastating. I had to think a lot in that period. So that was rough, and that's when I called it quit. After that, I spent the summer in Flagstaff, Arizona, training at altitude, rooming with Pedro Gomes, another pro triathlete living in Phoenix, Arizona. And I was also talking with Matt McElroy, Team USA Olympic hopeful, pretty fast at the Olympic distance, on his experiences, and decided to go back to long distance racing, Ironman 70.3s and PTO races, and this is where I am at today. The moral of this story: you never know until you try, and don't be afraid to fail. I went all in knowing that I'm gonna work my ass off getting to that Olympic spot, but then sometimes you have to be very honest with yourself, look at the reality, look at your goals, and start thinking from there. I raced the half Ironman in Waco a couple weeks ago, ended up getting 11s, my best long distance, my best placement in my pro career yet. And I have Ironman Arizona on November 20th, 2022 coming up. I'm excited to compete in that because there is some big names like Cameron Worth, Joe Skipper, Sam Long, Ben Canute. I think 40 to 50 other pro men athletes that will be competing there along with me. Ironman Arizona was actually my first Ironman distance last year, 2021. So that was my first ever Ironman, and I can't wait to do this course again. I know the course really, really well. I'm going to go to Arizona a week and a half before the race just to adjust and catch up with old friends. Arizona is where my triathlon pretty much kick-started, and I started making friends in the triathlon community in Arizona. I can't wait for that. Thank you so much for listening to this video. I'll let you guys know on the training updates and the race update. Until then, I'll see you later.